Hello everyone, this is Jill Bissell. I'm a professionally trained chef and Jefferson mom. I'm here today to show you how to decorate a Charlotte's Web cookie. I'll be using my signature butter cookie and royal icing to decorate our cookies today. I have cut my cookie into a 4-inch round shape. However, you can use any shape that you want. If you don't have a cookie cutter, a drinking glass works well as also. The royal icing I will be using consists of 3 simple ingredients today: confectioner's sugar, meringue powder, and water. And I'll provide you with that recipe at the end of the video. If you don't have meringue powder, egg whites can also be used as a substitute. Okay, should we get started? I'm going to show you 2 different ways today to achieve a spider web resulting in 2 different looks. The first way I'm about to show you is referred to as a swirling or marbling technique. It requires us to pipe our web onto a wet base, so we will move fairly quickly to achieve our web. I'm first going to outline my cookie and then flood it with our base color. Flooding simply means filling the area within a piped outline. A thinner consistency icing is used, and it gives you a nice smooth base. By piping on an outline first, it prevents your flooding icing from dripping over the side or looking messy. It essentially serves as a dam or a barrier. In order to get a good flooding consistency icing, you'll want to add just small drops of water to your icing until it is the consistency you are looking for. Start small and continue to add until you get that consistency. A rule that I follow for flooding consistency is called the 10 to 15 second rule. And I'll show you here. So this is my flooding icing. I'm going to drag a knife through the icing, and then I'm going to begin to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you can see the line started to disappear. If the line disappears within 10 to 15 seconds, then you are ready to begin flooding with that icing, and it's at a good consistency. So the first thing we're going to do, I have some thicker white icing in a piping bag, and this is typically about, if you apply that same rule, a 25-second rule. So it's a little bit thicker. You would want to count to 25 before you see your line disappear, and then it's a good icing to pipe your outline on, to pipe any other details at the end, anything you would want to use to pipe details on. So I'm going to begin here, and I'm just going to apply pressure to the top of my bag, and I'm just going to follow along the outside of my cookie, and I'm just going to kind of let it drop onto my cookie as I go along. Notice how my bag is above my cookie, and I just let it kind of drop onto there. And there we have our outline. We are then going to immediately take our flooding icing, and we're going to drop that onto our cookie because we want this all to blend. If you're looking for an outline to stand out, if you're doing it in a different color, then you would want to let that piping outline dry for about 15 minutes. So here is my flooding icing. I'm just going to give it one more stir. And the way I like to flood is I like to just use a spoon. I find it easiest. I don't have to use another piping bag. I can just simply take a spoon. I like to drop a good amount of icing right in the middle. Set that down. And then I just use the back of the spoon and I push it around my cookie, as you can see as I'm doing here. And you just kind of push it where you want. If you feel you need more, you can add a little bit more, but it'll just fill in your cookie. If you have cookies with straight edges, you can take a toothpick, or what I have is called a scribe tool, and kind of push it into those edges. But a round one's fairly simple to just kind of push it all around. If you feel you need to fill in anywhere, you can fill in. And there we have it. Now we flood it. If you want to then take your toothpick, or this is the scribe tool I was talking about, and you can kind of just dot out any air bubbles that we have here and just kind of make it smooth. You can see there's a few here. Just going to dot those out. And then you kind of just take your cookie, give it a few little taps, and there you have a very nice smooth base. Now, like I said, we're going to move right into our web because today we're going to be piping our web onto this wet base so that we can achieve that marbled or swirled look, as they like to say. So I have my black icing in a piping bag. Again, I use the 25-second consistency rule. And what I'm going to do, I'm first going to make a dot right in the center of my cookie. And then I'm going to make a spiral starting from the inside out. So we're gonna just start here, and I'm gonna do the same thing, just kind of let my icing fall onto my cookie and just keep going around my cookie in a spiral shape until I get to the very outer edge. Keep going and stop there. So there we have our spiral. Now what I'm going to do is take my scribe tool, or again, you can take a toothpick, and starting at the center dot, I am going to just drag through my cookie. And I'm going to do that 6 times. 2. And I'm kind of wiping off my scribe tool as I go as well. 3. 4. Do one going up this way. 5. And then we'll do one going this way. 6. And there we have it. If you want to kind of blend that outer black in, you can blend that a little bit. And there's our spider web today. So really fairly simple. Remember, you want to pipe it onto a wet base and then just drag your scribe tool or your toothpick through those lines, and it forms a beautiful spider web. I'm going to set that aside for now, and I'm going to show you one other technique. Now this I've already outlined and flooded a cookie, so I've let this dry. So this is completely dry base. We're going to take our black icing once again in our piping bag, and we're going to draw a spider web on here. So a little trick I have for doing a spider web is I'm going to first make a line going down, and then I'm going to do the same thing across. See how my bag, again, it's over the top of my cookie, it's not touching the icing, and I kind of just let the lines fall. Then we're going to make an X through there and another line going up. Sometimes your piping doesn't come out, and just go back, fill it in, no big deal. You can always take your scribe tool or your toothpick if you just want to blend it, just like this. You can always fix it. So now we have essentially a star looking shape. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect the lines, starting with the outside in a curved line. So we're going to start here. And again, I'm going to let my icing fall to get my shape, and I'm just going to go all the way around my cookie like that. And there's our outer web. I'm going to do that 2 more times to achieve my web look. So I'm going to start about in the middle or a little above the middle of the web. And again, we're going to start here, and we're going to do the same curved lines around. And there we go. And then if you want to do one more, you can do one more. I made mine a little low there, but we're going to try and fit one more layer here of curved lines. And there we go. There's another look for your web. So if you look at the two, got the two here, you can see the difference, how it looks. This, when you do it on a dry base, it gives you the illusion of a very, more of a 3D illusion. It's lifted. And then this, it's more into the icing. It's that marbled or swirled look. You can see I just touched it a little bit, and we can just take this tool again and fix it just like that. So those are our 2 cookies today. And then the last thing we want to do is we want to pipe on Charlotte. So for Charlotte, I have a gray icing that I made, and essentially I just used black food coloring, just used a little less, and it turned gray. So you typically will want your swirled cookie to completely dry, actually both cookies to completely dry when you do this, but I will just go ahead and show you how we're gonna make our spider on these 2 cookies. So first thing we're gonna do is you can pick anywhere on your cookie where you think you want Charlotte to sit. I'm gonna choose right here, and we're just going to pipe on a circle. Just kind of make her a circle. You can take your little toothpick again, or if you have one of these tools, and kind of just spread it out. Make her as big or as little as you want. And then we're just gonna give her 8 legs. I'm gonna move this aside for a minute so you guys can see this. So we're just gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there we go. There we have Charlotte. Again, you can, any little bumps you can smooth out with your toothpick. And there we go. I'll show you one more time with our swirled cookie. Since I have this little opening right here, I think I'll put Charlotte right there, right below there. So again, you want to dot, just do a big circle, just like that. And smooth her out a little bit. And then we're gonna do our 8 legs. 1, 2, 3, I'll do 4 over here. There we have her, Charlotte. So I hope you have fun with these, trying these at home. Feel free to get creative. You can use different shaped cookies. You can use different colors if you'd like. You could even add in some of Charlotte's messages. For instance, the most recent chapter we read, she had written "some pig" in her web. Just have fun with it, get creative, happy decorating, and be sure to add some pictures to the website. I would love to see your creations. Thanks for joining me today.